We play and call it work.
Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and I want to say welcome to MechTown. This is the latest set of terrain that GreenLeafTerrain has made for us in preparation for our upcoming Gorkamorka campaign. If you're not familiar with Gorkamorka, it's essentially Mad Max, but with orcs. If you're not familiar with Mad Max, well, then I don't know what to tell you. It's basically desert, trucks and bikes driving around and crashing into each other. I'm not going to go over all the details of the Gorkamorka backstory, but MechTown essentially is the main central figure of the campaign series, in that that's where you go back and you upgrade your guys, and sometimes you can get into scraps there, but it's basically the settlement where everybody goes back to trade their scrap. And so I commissioned GreenLeafTerrain to make us a ton of terrain for both the MechTown, inside of MechTown, outside of MechTown, out in the skid, and all sorts of other stuff. So you're not even seeing all the terrain. Like, there's more terrain and buckets of bits and more terrain back there. And then there's all the rocky stuff that I'm going to show in other videos upcoming, not this one right now. And combining all of that will give us all the terrain we need for all the different scenarios for our Gorkamorka campaign, which will be coming out in May. So we're going to start filming it very soon, and then you're going to see it after the current Orc vs. Chaos Path to Glory. And I have to say, Adam has outdone himself. This terrain is by far the best terrain that we have, and it is just fantastic. I was overwhelmed when he brought it in this morning, as he's kept just putting more stuff on the table, and it was just actually breathtaking, and it was hard to take it all in. Like, we're talking like everything as these little pieces. I've kind of moved away from anything with bases. I'm not sure if you've noticed that with our terrain, but I like to favor terrain that doesn't have a base. And like even things like this before, what typically would happen if you wanted to make a little wall is you cut out a piece of MDF and then you build it on it. That's great for strength and durability, but it's not so good for how good it looks, because this just sits right on the table, whereas if you had a base around it, you have to make sure the base matches the table, otherwise it stands out too much. And with all the fat mats that we use and all the other mats that we use from different gaming companies, plus these new boards that I'm having Adam design for us, it's really hard to make everything look good for every board. So by doing this, it really increases the number of boards that the stuff can go on. And so it also provides a bit of a challenge for him, because some of the structures would be a lot stronger with them. So we got to, like, for example, this tower right here that goes up, it would be a lot stronger with a base, because it inevitably will break eventually. It's just what happens. Terrain eventually breaks as it is used. Quicker if it's in a store, hopefully not as quick when we're using it, because we'll be a little more careful. And so, yeah. So when I commissioned him to do it, I gave him tons of instructions, tons of different things to make. He spent a ton of hours on this. It's a huge job. And one of the things I wanted was it to look orky, but not so orky that we couldn't use it for other stuff. And so you'll notice that some things are definitely orky, like when you see those kind of orc faces and the orc effigies, and it's very scrappy. But if you wanted to play just a post-apocalyptic game, like a Fallout themed game, then this terrain actually would work for it. In fact, when I see this building, which is like the centerpiece building, it reminds me of Fallout's Megaton from Fallout 3, just with all the pipes and everything. The buildings also remind me pretty much of any like Middle Eastern themed kind of thing, where you can see kind of with the curves to the architecture. Especially when I think of like Dawn of War 2, one of the planets that you fight on is it's kind of a desert world, and a lot of the structures, which are Imperium structures, or at least human structures, look like this. And so a lot of this, some of the pieces you won't be able to use non-orky without it being obvious that they were orky, but a lot of them will be able to pass off for other structures as well. So we can use these a lot in our just regular 40k battle reports and other battle reports that we play as well. I'm not even sure how much detail I can show you. It just goes on. I know Adam's going to be coming back to take pictures. You should check out his Facebook page, facebook.com/GreenLeafTerrain. Make sure you follow it, and he'll post videos and pictures of all this. And stay tuned for our Gorkamorka campaign. We're super excited about it. We're so excited to be making it. We're going to be having so much fun with it, and that'll be our next one after the Orc versus Chaos Path to Glory. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and happy wargaming.